Hey Gino, you going dumb. Woof. Hey, let's go. Yeah. I'm going.
So this is the 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid Limited. This is like their top of the line, like luxury-esque sedan. This would be your mid-size sedan segment. Excuse me, I'm looking a little rough. I just got finished filming the car before it got hot out here in Florida. So bear with me, I'm hot, I'm exhausted, but I want to talk about the car. So for the exterior, the color is called Serenity White. It's actually not that bad looking. I low-key was expecting something much worse than what this actually looks like, and I'm surprised that it actually looks as good as it does. The front is very aggressive looking. It has a flat line, almost like the Lucid Air, has like a little thin line as a headlight. Looks pretty good. And then the whole shape of the vehicle it gives me like, it's giving a Audi RS5 kind of look. And I actually really like it. It's sporty, aggressive looking. However, for this model, I feel like 150 horsepower doesn't match the look of the car. This should have something like 200, 250. I know there's an N-line version, which I do want to try out, Hyundai. If you guys want to send me that too, I appreciate it. But for this one, I think it's just a little underpowered for what it looks like. It is still peppy enough to get you through traffic, as I show you in the POV, but I think it should have at least 50 more horsepower just to match the aggressiveness that the whole vehicle actually kind of gives. But outside of that, the whole car looks really good. Continuing along with the exterior of the vehicle, the wheels actually look good. They're a turbine-esque kind of design, and it looks pretty unique. They are 17-inch alloy wheels, and like I said, they look pretty good. Being that this is a hybrid, you get a 2-liter inline-4 that's paired to a 6-speed automatic. I'm happy for that. Why? Because I am tired of CVT transmissions. I know that they're good. As a driver, I really cannot stand them. And as I say again in the POV, this car has paddle shifters, which you'll get to, and they actually work. I've driven other cars in this segment and they had paddle shifters, but they just didn't do anything paddle shifting related. So that is a big plus in my book. I really do appreciate paddle shifters that actually do something, and actually having a automatic transmission rather than a CVT transmission. Now, if you had a manual, we would really be talking. This car is full of safety technology. For example, we have blind spot collision warning, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, forward collision avoidance assist, parking collision avoidance, surround view monitoring, and front and rear parking sensors. I only have one hand I can use right now, and a blind spot view monitor. Oh, another thing is the key. So this comes with a Hyundai digital key. And with the digital key, if I can find it, give me a second. With the digital key on the side, or let's talk about the front. On the front, you got the locking, you got unlocking, you got automatic starting, and you got the horn siren thingy. But on the side of the key, you have P forward and P backwards. What could that mean? Well, that means that this car is able to move forward and backwards without you in the vehicle. Just in case, say, like you're in a tight spot that you can't open the doors in the car, you can literally press and hold the turn on button, flip the key over to the side, and press and hold the forward or backward button, and the car will move forward or backwards whenever it's safe. It has a bunch of sensors on the vehicles for you to not hit somebody or hit yourself. So I trust it. I've used it in other Hyundai vehicles, and it's just the fact that this car has this, it's pretty cool. So this is a 2024 Hyundai Sonata Limited Hybrid. The car is actually beautiful. This is a hybrid. It is a 2.0 liter inline 4 that pumps out 150 horsepower. Open the door up. This would be your competitor to, let's say, the Honda Accord. And after driving the Accord, I can honestly say that this car is so much better. And I'll give you a few reasons why. So let's see if I can sit behind myself in this car first up. And I 100% can. So this is me sitting behind myself in the Hyundai Sonata, and back here, there's not a lot to go with. You have the peasant blockers, which is really, really nice to have. Sun blockers, actually. Both sides have it. You have armrest in the middle and cup holders. Let's put the bottles in there. So we got cup holders in the middle, 2 USB-Cs in the back, and you got your own little vents. That's honestly all that you need in the back of a sedan. I wouldn't expect to have like a whole screen back here or anything. The interior is a quote-unquote gray, and it's a good color. Like, I don't necessarily like it. I wouldn't want it myself, but that being said, I'm not complaining about it. Set myself to record. We're good. All right, so inside, the front seat is perhaps my favorite seat of the vehicle, as always. It's a two-tone interior. It has this nice wooden-esque metal-looking material. I don't know what you would call it. It does have paddle shifters, which is a nice have. One thing I didn't understand, and maybe somebody in comments can tell me, but we have a blank plate here. We don't actually have the name of the car company there. But funny enough, it's like somebody got confused and made the whole key the logo, as you can see. So I found that pretty interesting that the key, it has a logo on it, but the steering wheel doesn't. Another thing that I love about this car is the roof. The Honda Accord did not have a panoramic roof like this. It had a really basic, you know, normal moon roof that you would have on a car. This, for this class, is like a nice have for me. I really like having a panoramic roof. Another favorite of mine on this vehicle is the cameras. So they do some movie magic over here with these cameras so that you can see the car in 3D, which is really cool. So you can spin around so you can see the whole parking lot. It's a nice have, so you can actually see if you're in the lines or if you need to fix anything. This is a good 360 camera. And I just like that they put the car, your car, there. But it's not 100% this car because it's missing the panoramic roof. All right, enough talking. Let's go for a drive and we can see this display in action. So being that it is a hybrid, if you guys are not familiar with what hybrids are pretty much gasoline and electric. I know some people are really hesitant about electric cars and blah, 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 blah. But fear not. This is a dual purpose situation going on here. So you do have electric, but you don't have to charge it. The car charges itself while you drive. Being that it's a hybrid, you don't have to go get a charge or anything like that. You literally just go drive the car normal and the car will charge itself. Ooh, a Supra. Nice Supra, dude. All right, so let's go over more of the interior while we're sitting here. So it does have Apple CarPlay, which I disconnected so I can make sure my GoPro was good. But it does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff. But even without Apple CarPlay and all that goodness, this thing is so intuitive. It's so smooth, and it feels so elegant. Like, it feels like a little miniature BMW-esque interior. Along with the BMW-esque-ness, or whatever you want to call it. I forgot the word that I used earlier that I called this kind of steering that this has, but it has like such a pronounced steering. Like, the driver confidence is 100% there. I can push this car a little bit and it feels great. Like, it doesn't feel like, you know, I don't have much confidence when I'm driving. So that being said, I can push this car a little bit more, maybe more than it should probably be pushed, and there's still a lot of confidence there. If you check out the Hyundai Sonata website, it actually says we have a Sonata for everyone. So the N line is the more, I guess, sportier version, they say race-inspired version, that us car enthusiasts will probably appreciate a little bit more. But until then, I got to show Hyundai that I can actually shoot cars and do good car reviews and whatnot. So Hyundai, thank you for sending me this car. I really appreciate it. I do want some sporty cars though. That's what my audience loves and wants to see. So Yeah. That being said, let's hop back into the review. Paddle shifters work. I had to change the tachometer to look like this. Otherwise it shows more so the, ooh, that's a nice U-turn. Turning radius is perfect. So depending on your mode that you drive in, you have 3 to choose from, which is, there's so many modes in different cars, so you forget the names of them. You have eco mode, which obviously is for eco mode purposes. You have sport mode, which is for more fun driving, but it's still not like, it's not gonna add horsepower or anything. It makes the best out of the situation that it has. So that being said, it holds on to shifts, or it holds on to gears a little bit longer than normal. It will downshift for you. The brakes, the regenerative braking will turn on and actually like kind of slow the vehicle down as if it's downshifting and holding the speed. It's really nice to have. It's annoying in traffic, but when you're driving spiritedly, which we'll hopefully get to soon, it's kind of a annoying thing that happens because your brake lights turn on as soon as you let off the throttle. And I wouldn't mind it if the brake lights didn't turn on, but being that the brake lights turn on, people think I'm braking or brake checking them or something like when they're behind me, and I don't want that feeling. Does that make sense? So that's my only like little caveat with it, but otherwise it's so much, it's pretty cool what they do with technology these days. Again, another one of my favorites is the panoramic roof. It does go back, let's see, about that much. It stops there. So it opens the same amount as a normal sunroof would, but it gives you the whole ceiling. And I love just looking out the roof while I'm just sitting here. Let's talk fuel efficiency. I think this gets around 35 to like 40 miles per gallon. I'm probably wrong on that, but here it'll be on the screen somewhere. I can honestly say though that for me driving specifically, let's check. I've driven this to Orlando from Tampa. For those that are familiar with the Florida area, that's about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. And I only use the quarter tank. Generally, when I drive to Orlando or wherever, it takes about a half a tank, if not a full tank. So I can dig it. I can only use the quarter tank when I was driving, like I said. So that's awesome. So steering, like I said, it feels so pronounced. Like I don't know the actual word to use. Like I can't find the proper word. I cannot find the proper word. But it just feels so, it feels right. It just feels right. And like I said, I don't have to second guess my confidence while I'm driving. And that is how any vehicle and all vehicles should feel while you're driving it. Talking about paddle shifters, when you're driving with the paddle shifters, it only works in sport mode so far as what I could figure out. When you're in eco mode, let's put it in there. All right, so right now we're in eco mode. When you're in eco mode and you use the paddle shifters, it turns down the braking sensitivity or the regeneration sensitivity while you're driving. 1 being the lightest and level 3 being the highest. So that means when I step on or press the throttle, it will accelerate, but as soon as I start letting off, it will start to decelerate. And that's, like I said, to help charge up the batteries. And it can be beneficial when you're cornering and stuff like that, like kind of holding on to the speed, but like slowing you down more than you would normally coast, if that makes sense. So this also has a lot of little notification safety features that will buzz the crap out of you. If you're a perfect driver, it will annoy you. If you're a person that is very self-conscious about driving and the people around you and don't know how to drive, this will help you a lot. This has a lot of driver aids in this vehicle. See, now it's braking really hard, and I know for a fact that the brake lights turned on for that. So that's my only annoyance. I just don't like that the brake lights turn on. Like I know the necessity of it, but it's more annoying because I don't want people to think that I'm like trying to like, you know, cause road rage and whatnot. Now, being that the paddle shifters does the regeneration thing in eco mode, in sport mode, I can't even turn. In sport mode, it actually lets you hold the gears and choose your gears properly. And a lot of the other hybrids that I've driven, Honda included, Accord Sport, you could not change the gears, and that was my biggest pet peeve. You could not change the gears. Maybe they changed it now, I don't know, but you could not change the gears. And I feel like if you have sport in your name, in any kind of your trim or anything like that, gear changes is and like, cars should have, if it's gonna have the sport in the title, it should have the necessities that sports cars have. There should be a bare minimum, i.e. getting to control your gears at the very minimum. Like, come on, Honda. When you're in sport mode, yes, you can change your gears, which is awesome. The gear changes are not lightning quick like a DCT or anything, but it shifts pretty quickly. The paddle shifters are actually like usable, which is nice. And the car is not fast, but it's pretty peppy. The car's peppy. Let's leave it at that. There's a lot of sensors around the car. With the heads-up display, you can actually see the speed, the speed limit. I'm guessing like the obstacle avoidance and lane keep assist is all like in the HUD, in the heads-up display. But you also see the sensors around the vehicle. So if anybody's like close to the back of the car, it pops up in red. Anybody's close to the front, blah, 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 etc., etc. It lets you know who's around you if you probably can't see too well. Let's put it in, oh, that's the wrong button. I'm gonna put it in My Drive. I haven't really used My Drive much, but My Drive lets you change the settings. It's like My Mode in Corvettes, or it's like My Mode in Chevy, where you get to control the specific settings. So you get to choose powertrain and steering. Steering gets set to sporting. The steering is set to sport currently, and powertrain is also set to sport. And that just lets you, you know, it holds gears better if that's what you want. Up to highway speeds perfectly. With ease, actually, like I don't have to push the car too much to get up here. The car's really quiet too. I mean, the music's not playing. It does have some great speakers in here. The speakers are Bose. I don't know how many speakers are around the car, but they're Bose. Sound really good. And this car is actually right now is going for around $38,000, and that's for brand new, by the way, not used or anything like that. But $38,000 brand new. I honestly think this is a bargain. I think this is a great deal for what you will be getting out of another car this size, and for this price point, brand new. I feel like one of the best things is the mileage, like the gas mileage. I feel like maybe you'll fill this up maybe twice a month, tops. It's comfortable in here. It looks nice. It's really, it's out of, like, I'm trying to figure out the word. The infotainment system and tachometer and everything is up to date. It looks really good, as opposed to some other manufacturers where their stuff is still analog, out of date, old looking, doesn't feel new and fresh. This does. So it does have lane keep assist, which does a pretty good job at keeping the car centered. I don't have to hold on to the wheel. It asks you to, but you don't have to. And people are like driving crazy here in Florida, as usual. This makes it hard to review cars when you're a car journalist and you live somewhere where it's super crowded. Unless this is stuff you guys want to see. I feel like, for me personally, I want to see more of the car actually doing, you know, sporty things, which is hard to find really nice curvy roads out here. But don't worry, we're headed there. So I might go ahead and skip this part of the video to more of the fun roads. Alright, I don't think it's under hybrid. We need to go to setup, vehicle, driver assistance. I don't want it to steer for me. And it's exactly what it's doing. Drive mode. No. What the heck? That's not it. Nope. There's no buttons down here. Setup. Drive mode eco. It's like it's driver assistance. Okay. I think that was it. Let's see. Okay, I think I turned it off, guys. I think we did it. Yay! All right. Now, it's for the real test. We got two blind spots. We got one here and one over here. I can't really tell what's coming around the corner or anything, so hopefully we get out safely, guys. Do need to give myself a bit of a gap for that person because I might catch it to them very, very quickly, and I don't want that to happen to ruin my video. So let's give it a few seconds. Got two more vehicles that way. All right, I think we're good now. What do you think? Here we got cars coming too, so let's go. No more driver assistance, which is nice. It feels funny not having it sometimes, but it's okay. Thing handles very nicely, guys. This steering is very direct. You feel where you're like going, but there's not much of a steering feel. You don't feel the imperfections in the ground that much, but the steering is tight and it helps you, you know, point the car where you want to go, and that's the most important thing. I'm just impressed with the amount of traction that this car has. And the fact that, you know, you're not losing no traction over it, which is incredible. Let's see if we can do it now. All right, you feel some of the gear shifts when you don't actually press the paddles, and it will actually shift for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Not that that's as engaging, but at least you get to ride the gears out, and you know, get to enjoy it a little bit. and hold the gears that you want to stay in. That's just as important. It's kind of crazy to me that even without traction control on, it still holds itself really well. It doesn't spin any tires. I really have to applaud Hyundai with this one. Some might say, oh, that's not enough power to spin tires. You don't know nothing about nothing. Like I said, the turn cameras, the turn signal cameras is really nice to have too. It's very interesting to see. Like stuff, it's things that makes your life easier is better than, like, you know, just trying to make cool shit. I like making stuff that makes your life easier. Don't have to make you look over your shoulder and break your neck. Your climate control stuff is all touchscreen. It's so cool. Except for the buttons. This isn't touchscreen. This is an actual button. But you have heated and cooled seats. You have dual climate, which, you know, is normal today. I didn't know somebody was behind me waiting. My bad. Super good. Stuff like this makes me happy, guys. You don't understand. Like, when cars handle great, it is night and day. That can make or break a car for me. Your car can be fast in a straight line, cool, but can it turn a corner past 65 miles per hour without losing control, without breaking traction? If your car can sit nicely in the corners, feel something magical going on. The seats are nice. They're snug. They hold you around the corners as well. Like, I'm very comfortable driving around corners in this car. And like, I don't feel uncertain about going around the corner in this car. This could be like a potential, you know, like road trip car. You know, if you go on like a long distance or something, this is perfect. I can see somebody being very comfortable in the back seat. Because if I'm sitting behind myself and I'm 5'9", then I'm about average height. You know, so I don't have to, I don't feel like cramped back there, which is always great to have. Or even doing this, using this as an Uber, perfect. It looks nice in here. I would give somebody 5 stars if I was riding around in this. Is it 5 stars? I don't know. I don't really ride Ubers like that. My little fun road got cut a little bit short again. I actually like going this way better than I like going the other way, but it's all good. Well, I also have traffic behind me too, so I can't really do too much spirited driving, so that part's over. Let's put this into a more conservative mode, like back into eco. As soon as I put it into eco mode, it turned the car off, and now we're just using the battery. Turn that to hybrid. I like seeing, you know, where the power is going to. It tells you if it's the front wheels, if it's the battery doing it, if it's the engine doing it. When the engine is off, it tells you. Like this, I love stuff like this. I'm a nerd, guys. I'm a nerd, so I love this kind of information. Something like this is now like when I will let the car drive itself, because I don't really want to be bored and keep holding the wheel stuck behind somebody else. So this is a better opportunity now to just, you know, take your hands off the wheel. If you want, if you can trust the car that much, you can do that. If not, then you need to put your hands back on the wheel. Just take that back, actually. I said put your hands back on the wheel, so maybe I can't, it's not hands-free driving, but more like an assisted driving. Lane keep assist, assisted. What is it called? Hands-free driving? Hands-free assist? Steering itself until it didn't. I don't understand how people will take this road, like prefer to go through this road slow than to drive it like as intended. It's curly roads, man. Have a little bit of fun. Long stressful day, downshifting, just have fun in the corners. I know everybody's not like me. It's okay, guys, it's okay. That man is brave. I would not get on that thing with my truck laying sideways. That's crazy. That is wild. Wild, wild, my friends. I hope you guys are enjoying this car review so far. If you can consider this a car review or whatever you guys want to call this. I don't know what things are. I'm just here for the ride, man. You know, I just like driving. Driving is so much fun for me, at least. Or driving spiritedly is so much fun for me. But if you guys are enjoying the car drive, the ride, if you're enjoying the ride, then hit that follow button or hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit the thumbs up, comment some stuff you would like to see. Help us get this page to like 100,000 subscribers or something crazy like that. I feel like Hyundai is stepping up their game a lot since their past. And I hate regurgitating everything everybody else says, but Hyundai is actually stepping their game up, and compared to the competition, which the main car that comes to my mind with this or against this is the Honda Accord. This compared to the Honda Accord, I'm choosing this 10 times over, honestly, because you just get so much more like quality over everything else. I'm allowing the fact enough that there's paddle shifters and they're usable in this car as like a +5 in my book. So how do I score the Sonata Limited Hybrid? Well, it excels in a couple categories. Performance. I give it a 6 out of 10. While the end line might pick up where this is putting down, I mistook it for 150 horsepower where it's actually 192 horsepower. Well, it still doesn't feel like it's there. I would give it a 10 out of 10 just for handling alone, but power is where it's missing out. Fuel efficiency, 10 out of 10. This actually gets an EPA-estimated 47 miles per gallon, making the Sonata Limited Hybrid one of the most fuel efficient options in its class. For the interior and comfort, it gets a 9 out of 10. While the gray on gray isn't necessarily for me, there are other options out there that makes this car look so much better. You get high quality materials, ample space, and advanced features like panoramic display and leather upholstery to ensure a premium experience for both driver and passengers. Technology and features gets a 10 out of 10. This Sonata Hybrid is packed with cutting-edge technology, including a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Hyundai's Blue Link connected car services. Additional features like remote smart parking assist and highway driving assist enhance convenience and safety. Safety gets a 10 out of 10. Why? Well, with all the safety features on, imagine playing Forza with all the assists on. The car's turning for you, braking for you, doing all of that. Kind of takes the fun out of driving. However, for people that don't know how to drive or are starting to learn how to drive or just want more assistance with driving, this is perfect for you. You get forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and adaptive cruise control. If you're a parent, well, then this will give you ease of mind. Value for your money. This is where I think Hyundai and Kia stand out the most. A lot of the cars are priced on the economy side of things, but then you look at their interiors, they're on another level. I compare this to the Accord and I can say the Altima. This interior is so much better for your money. When I built this specific model on Hyundai's website, it was priced out at about $38,000. And looking at dealerships around me, they're pretty much at that same price. So my thoughts overall, this car gets an 8 out of 10. And I think the only thing holding this car back for me is the power. So let's see what the end line feels like. What are your thoughts on this Hyundai Sonata? If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. Comment what car you want to see next.